Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. The final day of the NBA season is finally upon us, and it's time once again to release my NBA picks of the day here for Wednesday evening. 28 of the 30 NBA teams are in action this evening, and there's still a lot of playoff seeding implications left to take care of tonight. However, a lot of late breaking NBA odds here as of Wednesday morning, and I do think I've found a couple of value picks tonight, but it's not between teams that are really playing for much here tonight. We'll start it off in Dallas tonight, where the Portland Trail Blazers are coming in to face the Mavericks this evening. The Mavericks come in as a 7-point home favorite in this one, total of 207.5. Interesting to note here that neither of these teams are really playing for anything right now. The Portland Trail Blazers are locked into that 4th seed overall after clinching their division several weeks ago, whereas the Dallas Mavericks are now pegged into that 7th seed, cannot move from there. And they also sat out Tyson Chandler, Dirk Nowitzki, and Monte Ellis on Monday, and I think it'll be interesting to see whether or not those guys play here tonight. I'm guessing they won't, but also Portland has already announced that LaMarcus Aldridge will play in this game, however, and Nicholas Batum will not play. So things could change, obviously, up to 8 o'clock tip-off here tonight, but I think the good play for this one, because it doesn't mean much to these two teams, the over could have a lot of value at 207.5. It's a relatively low total compared to what these teams could bring on offense, even though some of their starters likely won't be playing. I still think if Aldridge is playing against the Mavericks backups, that could be a huge boost for the Portland Trail Blazers offense in this one. And at 207.5, the over just looks too tempting to shy away from here tonight between these two clubs. So for my first play, I'm going to go over 207.5 between the Blazers and the Mavericks. Next one I have for you is a little bit later on in the evening. It's the Milwaukee Bucks playing host to the Boston Celtics tonight. The Celtics come in as a 6.5-point road dog in this one, total of about 200 to 200.5, depending on which sportsbook you're looking at. However, once again, a couple of teams that have already locked into their playoff seed, and the Bucks are locked into the 6th seed. Celtics, as of last night, locked into the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, so not a whole lot to play for. A couple of very young teams, however, so it could be very interesting to see how Brad Stevens and Jason Kidd play this game, and see whether or not they play their starters at all, whether or not they play them just 20-25 minutes, or whether they play them at full bore and go 35 to 40 minutes. I think anything is possible here in this game. However, with the Celtics coming off the back-to-back and after just clinching, I expect that they're going to send some guys to the bench tonight. Jason Kidd, however, is the biggest wild card in the NBA when it comes to coaching decisions, as we've seen this season, so really can't predict what he's going to do tonight. However, I think because of that, the over could have a lot of value tonight, because if he does play his starters and Boston rests, Milwaukee could score a ton of points, and Boston could still, as we've seen, very balanced team, 1 through 10. Could still put up some pretty good numbers probably with some starters sitting out in this game. So at 200 points, I think the over could once again hold some value here between these two clubs. So those are my two NBA plays for you tonight. Boston and Milwaukee over 200.5, and Portland and Dallas over 207.5. Those are your NBA picks. Make sure you check out some of my other NBA articles and videos here today about some teams that are looking to win and lose tonight. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.